The release of Chapter 5 of Deltarune was insane, with the game reaching an all-time high of players in Steam, and even though I may have my own personal criticisms of it, I absolutely adore the chapter and I don't really understand the people who didn't. The mechanics and fights were amazing, and the new character Flowery was almost as charming as Gerson himself. And even more for some people. Regardless, after the chapter dropped and people completed it, another question hung around with all the possible theories of where Deltarune could go, especially the weird route. When is Chapter 6 coming out? There have been a lot of people tricked by fake trailers and it almost feels like it should be around the corner. And well, if you want an honest answer, I'd expect it to be 2027. But the answer isn't as clear as that. Let's look more into it. Chapter 5 in Deltarune takes place in Halloween, the 31st of October. We can figure this out using Jackenstein's words about being used as a pumpkin in Chapter 4 and the theme of the church itself. Assuming the festival takes place on the day of Halloween, it alludes to the fact that it's the 31st of October, of course. And what comes after the 31st of October, you may ask? It's simple, the 1st of November. But what could this possibly mean? We can expect Chapter 6 to take place the day after the festival, which will be the start of colder temperatures and start a countdown until Christmas. We've seen all types of weather being present in different chapters across Deltarune. Rain, cloudy, sunny, etc. All of them except of course snow. And this may be a reach, but I do think that Toby Fox may plan a Christmas release of mid to late December 2026, as it wouldn't be insane to assume he'd wanted to go with the theme of the chapter itself. There are of course also a limited amount of places where the next Dark World can be. The school, library, Chris's house, the church and Asko's flower shop have all had the Dark Worlds. And with Susie's words about wanting Noel to join the phone gang, it could perhaps mean that the 6th chapter could take place in a home, in the holiday home. Holiday could be used as a pun or as evidence to allude to the fact that it may have a Christmas or winter theme, and therefore it could be released around that time in real life. But this is of course all speculation. Chapter 6 isn't even finished yet, and Chapter 5 got finished on the 1st of April. And then of course there had to be testing and translation, and 84 days later it released on the 24th of June of 2026. So realistically the chapter isn't finished, and will probably be finished around late 2026, which sets us up for an early 2027 release, perhaps January or February, as they're known as the coldest months of the year, and could still of course be used for the winter theme that the chapter may be going for. But I digress. The Steam's page FAQ also states that it will release in 2027. Perhaps it is too hopeful to expect a late 2026 release, but in any case I'm sure Chapter 6 will be a bombshell of a chapter with tons of reveals and characters that we haven't seen much before. But tell me, when do you think Chapter 6 will drop? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.